Well, happy Wednesday, all you fabulous freight masters out there. It is Wednesday, October the 18th. Um, and as the title says, and I posted in the Facebook group, um, Convoy has sent their staff home and cleared their load board and are shutting down operations. Um, So there's a lot of speculation on if they are going bankrupt, if they're being sold. We really won't know definitively for about another 48 hours. They're just not willing to discuss anymore until then with anyone. So it's kind of a hurry up and wait scenario to find out exactly what is going on with Convoy. Um, However, they're a fairly large digital brokerage, and people think, well, how can this be? Um, but part of the issue is that with broker margins are down in this soft market, and it's not like carriers haven't been facing struggles as well. But whether you're factoring or you are using asset-based invoices, it has an impact, right? So the one thing that I kind of want to take away from this, because everybody goes, well, everything's so gloom and doom and everything, and I truly don't think that that's the case. Is it unfortunate? Absolutely. But I do think that whatever happens with Convoy, like I said, whether they are going bankrupt or if they're being sold, inevitably for you carriers and brokers out there, that might potentially open up some new business, because they have stated that carriers that are on their loads with ABC XYZ customer are more than they can go after that shipper and work with them directly so that those shippers get serviced. I know that it's kind of scary for a lot of carriers, wondering if they're going to get paid. There's a lot of unknowns at this point. Convoy's not the only one in trouble. There is speculation, rumor. I don't have the exact figure, but from what I've heard, it is as many as 25% of mid-sized brokerages are in trouble. So carriers need to really be doing their due diligence before they accept a load. Make sure that in those, like I feel like I'm preaching, right? Some days. And I don't mean to or sound like a broken record, but when I keep getting phone calls, emails, messages that, hey, this broker's not paying TANU or any other accessorials, detention, layover, things like this. Read your agreement before you sign with them. This is why on the truckersresource.com, we have that free download PDF that you can send to that broker and have them sign it before you sign their paperwork and you accept a load, right? You've got to protect yourself, or, well, they didn't have a credit score. They don't have days to pay showing on DAT. They're a new brokerage. They had a Gmail account. The load seemed fishy, but it was paying $700 more than any other load. And now, it's 45 days. We're still not paid. Stop. Come on. I mean, I can see if you were brand new to the industry and, you fall into some of those traps, but do your due diligence, right? Don't accept a load unless you are sure, right? So this year we've faced volumes being down, right? Not as many loads out there. The truck driver shortage, which was BS in my opinion, but I lost my train of thought there for a moment. I apologize. But yeah, volumes were down, rates are down, right? I've seen, market rates as low as $1.32, $1.43 a mile, and the loads are getting moved. Somebody's taking it, right? And we can all point fingers and blame brokers. We can blame mega carriers. We can, but the fact of the matter is, when volumes are down, capacity's still up. Rates are going to drop. Shippers are still in control. Things are pointing that we should start to see a bit of an uptick by November. I hope that that's true, and that there is some sunshine in the future come 2024. Now, all of that being said, like I said, this opens up opportunities for those shippers that were working directly with Convoy, right? So whether you're a carrier or a broker, to go out there and service that business, right? I mean, I don't know all of Convoy's customers, but there's going to be a need, right, for carriers and brokers to swoop that up. I apologize here. One moment, I forgot to turn on my comments. I don't even know if you guys are talking to me or not. So yeah, there are some opportunities, I think, out there. There's still opportunities with other shippers. It's just a little bit tougher, right? There's still some good rates out there. There's plenty of bad rates. Like I said, volumes are still down, rates are still down. I know some people pop off, and, oh, my volumes are up, my rates are up. Well, that's great, but overall across the board, things are down, right? We've been in a freight recession. This is stuff I talked about last year that we were going to face. Some people told me I was full of BS, but in a lot of cases, the data doesn't lie. Sometimes it can be a little fuzzy, and you can be off by a month, a couple of weeks, days, whatever. But inevitably, while we don't have a crystal ball, we can kind of see where things are pointing. So, guys, if you're out there picking up new customers, don't forget to do your follow-ups. Your follow-ups can be as important, if not more important, than that initial phone call when you're cold calling. Okay? I know a lot of you guys have been hitting me up, struggling to find customers, sales. You can't make 15 phone calls a day and expect to be successful. You've got to pound the phones, right? You've got to get out there. You've got to, you think that I never hear no, we're not interested. I'll keep calling until they tell me to stop calling. I will keep calling, right? And I won't let it get me down and say, oh, the last 3 phone calls that I made, they all told me no, they don't have a need. So I'm just going to, I don't know, play games all day or something. I don't know, whatever. Twiddle my thumbs, put my head down on my desk. No, I'm going to keep making my phone calls, right? For every no, you're going to get closer to a yes or a, hey, check in with me, next week, tomorrow, something, right? And I've got other videos for those of you that need it with help on making those cold calls. And this is for carriers too. It's not just for brokers, right? For you carriers that are looking for your own direct freight, these videos will help you as well. And I know it can be difficult, especially if you're a smaller operation, but look for smaller companies maybe, Don't try to go after General Motors and Ford and, some of the huge mega shippers, right? Search out those smaller customers that everybody overlooks and call them. A lot of times they're more receptive and they're a lot easier to get through, right? So don't lose hope. There's always a silver lining. When things seem like doom and gloom, there's always an opportunity to still be successful. Just because a big company like that went under or potentially going under or is being sold, whatever, there's always a silver lining, so don't think, especially for those of you that are new to the industry or newer, that maybe have been struggling, think about what your day-to-day is like, right? Think about, well, oh, I apologize. I'm gonna have to call that driver back. But yeah, do your follow-ups. Think about, did I make as many phone calls today as I should have? Did I only do 50 calls today? My goal was 100, right? Did I let myself get discouraged? And this goes to, if you're working, especially from a home office, your significant other and things, maybe kids around the house, try to avoid distraction, right? I talk about this in some of my other sales videos. Try to keep things, professional, nobody else talking in the background, or, whatever it may be. I know it can be easy to maybe go out in the living room and turn on the TV or do something else. But if you're going to be successful, you've got to stay diligent. The moment you get complacent, you're done. It's that much harder to climb back out of the hole, right? And it's, in fact, some agents that I know, that I've worked with over the years, within our own company and things, calling me yesterday. I didn't move a single load yesterday. Well, why is that? Are you making calls? Are you doing your follow-ups? Are you actively seeking out new prospects? Right? And you might end up with 10 crappy shippers, right? That just don't want to pay anything. There's no meat on the bone. There's not even enough there for the carrier to break even, right? But maybe that 11th customer is still paying decent, right? And that's the one that'll make it all worthwhile. And then you get a second customer that pays decent, and a third one that pays decent, right? Because I guarantee you, somebody else will get complacent. They got too comfortable with the better paying freight or whatever. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. So don't let that be you. Guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. Again, if anybody needs to reach me, you can reach out to me directly, freightmasterresources@gmail.com. If you need help with finding prospects, picking your niche, anything. And if I personally don't have the answer at the snap of a finger, I guarantee you I know somebody that does, because I network like a madman, right? I've got close to 300 customers. I network. I have tons of carrier relationships, right? And I didn't do it overnight. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of me not being complacent, okay? And I'm not saying that to brag or anything, but if I can do it, you can do it too, because I guarantee a lot of you out there are probably smarter than I am, right? So don't get discouraged, all right? So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Again, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. If you need anything, let me know. And as always, be kind to one another. Bye-bye now.